Institutionalization refers to establishing organizational structures, mechanisms, and processes that enables the legitimate and routine use of evidence to inform policymaking processes. We believe institutionalization of using evidence for decision-making is a must to achieve universal health coverage and resilient health system in a sustainable way.
We try to answer 3 key questions in a very brief way. What are the current approaches to facilitate institutionalization at national level? What can we learn from experiences, positive or less so positive, depending on the context, the things that have been tried that have worked well, or the things that have been difficult to implement, and also see how the general government approaches to policymaking affects and institutionalization in health area.
Institutionalization is a journey. And in this journey, you should expect back and forth movements. It is not a straight line, but you can say it is a flat ground. You should expect not all of us will start from the same starting point.
We always need a complex ecosystem of academies, universities, think tanks, as well as whatever the formal processes of science advice.
Science for policy is based on an assumption that science is in service of the public good and in service of public interests. But to know what the appropriate and correct science is from a scientific perspective, there has to be an explicit process by which the public interest is identified and transparently elucidated by our leaders. So in short, we need clarification of the goals that they're pursuing on the public's benefit, on the public's behalf, if we want to know what is the right science for policy. And by clarifying those goals, we can better hold to account.
All the demands that WHO checklist point out as relevant for institutionalization show it to be some source of the resilience in terms of governance, standard and routinized process, capacities, leadership, partnerships, and culture.
We have a strong national policy for the public sector and some resources that are allocated specifically into issues of collecting information and evidence. We have a proper national plan and with its national monitoring and evaluation framework that guides information is collected. We have functional information management systems in the public sector that are facilitating how information flows from the lower local government to the central.
We have to bring the lessons of COVID-19 because I think 3 years of a very hard-won lessons that we need to capitalize on as we move forward with our various public health agendas. But what we learned during the COVID pandemic is the critical value of evidence-based policy. I don't think there's any policymaker or decision maker you will talk with now who does not fully understand why this is important. What's important is the sustainability of all these efforts, and that's why the institutionalization is very critical. We need to support countries in developing a good governance system to institutionalize evidence-based policy.